Hello, welcome, you lovely lot. How would you like to go through a little bit of r/Am I the Devil? Don't know why I'm asking, because I imagine you would like that, wouldn't you? Because we love the drama here. So yeah, that's what we're going to do today. And if you want to stick around and listen along with me, then please do stick around and enjoy. And don't forget to like and subscribe, please. Thank you. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers before my birthday in March, and I honestly think we could do it. I really do. So those of you that listen regular and haven't subscribed yet, perhaps consider it. Perhaps. So this one was shared to the subreddit by LostCommand7142, and they say OP thinks his wife should not be vain. This was originally posted in r/Am I the Butthole? Am I the butthole for not complimenting my wife so that she won't become vain? Okay. Context. My wife, 29F, and I, 31M, have been together for 10 years. We share 3 children, 9, 7 and 5. My wife was never someone to really dress up or put too much thought into her looks. She's always been beautiful, but never did much to highlight it. Until recently. Okay, before we even read ahead, let me give my prediction. I feel like this OP's getting insecure because his wife's actually putting an effort into herself, or what he sees as putting an effort in, and he doesn't like that because he thinks that she's going to find better. That's my prediction. Let's see if I'm right. She went through this crisis of feeling like she didn't have a personality outside of being a mum. Oh, mate, I feel her there. We all go through it, us mums. It's like, I feel it's a bit of a rite of passage, a very annoying, sad and depressing rite of passage. Something like that. So for the last 2 years, she started traveling more, joining different groups, dressing really nicely, wearing makeup. Heaven forbid she do something to make herself feel better. Goodness me. And could she be doing all this because you never compliment her? Perhaps. I never realised how much of a difference it would make, but people treat her completely different. She is constantly getting complimented, told she should be in magazines. She'll come home and happily tell me about the random stranger who was so nice to her. She randomly gets gifts. Lady at her job bought her a book series she was interested in. She gets hit on. When we go out, all these dudes want to buy her drinks. Even my family has noticed. And all of a sudden it seems like they're wondering how I ended up with her. Honestly, it's a bit overwhelming for me and something I'm just not used to. It's kinda become annoying. Anyways, she was going out with friends and she asked me how she looked. I just said, fine. She seemed disappointed with this. My sister was over and commented that I should hype her up. I said, why should I when the world already does? I sense a lot of exaggeration, by the way, in this post too. I bet it's nowhere near as full on as this OP's making out. I bet maybe his wife gets the odd compliment. You know, the nice lady at her work bought her books. Yeah, and my stepmom's work lot and customers buy her stuff all the time because she's nice to them, you know? I think this OP's exaggerating. That I don't want her thinking too highly of herself and becoming more vain. My sister looked shocked and said that's effed up. Said that's low-key abusive and that I'm a butthole. I think she's overthinking it, but decided to get outside opinions. So, am I the butthole? Yes, you are the butthole, and I think you really need to go and see someone about your insecurities because purposefully trying to make your wife feel less than because you're insecure about some attention she's getting, which she probably put the effort in and is now getting that attention because the way you were in the first place, probably very sort of like nonchalant about the way that you were about her appearance, you know, probably not compliment her very much, so she felt she needed to. Yeah, I feel OP that you may unfortunately be the butthole, my love. So down in the comments, CRWY says, she went through this crisis of feeling like she didn't have a personality outside of being a mum. Something like that. Oh, I know exactly the kind of man he is from that sentence alone. Yeah, me too. And then Ginkachu says he'll still manage to be blindsided by the divorce. Yeah, oh my goodness, why would she ever want to divorce me? I don't understand. Yeah. Next post, posted by Evil Finch. This divorce came out of nowhere. So this was posted in r/relationship advice. Me, 37M, and my wife, 33F, have a 4-month-old baby and have the most beautiful relationship, except for the expectations about my professional ambitions. I am an ambitious and competitive person by nature. She knew this before we even started dating. I'm currently standing right in front of the best opportunities I have ever had in my job, and if I put the proper time and energy, both of which I possess more than enough, I can get our family from a comfortable position to a luxury position in about 2 to 4 years, which is very little time career-wise. After that, I have higher goals I want to achieve. I do not think or worry about retiring. I enjoy working. I get anxious when I'm not being productive. I try to put my hobbies into constructive things, documentaries, language studies, chess, etc. Her complaint is that this requires a couple of hours here and there to work on weekends and nights, which I enjoy. She complains that I should help more with the baby, which I agree, and I take up her suggestions on how to do so. Although I understand that she should not guide me on how to do this, I should be proactive about it instead of depending on her demanding it. My argument is that the baby is only 4 months old and we are still figuring out everything as we go, and that if my career goes as I can easily make it go, then that also benefits both her and the baby. For context, she is on parental leave since July and will be until March, when I will start to be on parental leave until July, and then we will take turns. We are currently on vacation and I want to work a couple hours per day. She won't let me, but not by force. She simply makes me feel so bad about it that I lose focus. I can't sleep. I get anxious. I lose my appetite, and then she complains I'm down, not treating her romantically during vacation, not spending enough time with our son, but I'm slowly getting depressed and it's getting harder and harder to find the energy to enjoy any of those things. I wish she would be proud of having a partner who puts the effort in, and in a way she says she is, but her actions show opposite. At this point, I'm hopeless regarding being able to count on her support. I asked her if I could at least have her understanding, since I'll never have her support, to which she insists that she does support me. But then again, I get the speeches and the criticism on a daily basis, up to the point that she has now implied 3 or 4 times that I'm not a good father to our son. She denies, says that it's not what she meant in any of the occasions. We live in Sweden, but my upbringing was in Brazil. Here in Sweden, people are in general not ambitious. From my perspective, most people are lazy and self-entitled, complaining about the increase in the price of bread and eggs while having wine every weekend and taking 1-month vacation in Dubai every year. As a Swede, she does not understand ambition, in my opinion. Okay, I was kind of feeling bad for the OP because I'll touch on it more at the end. I feel they have some issues, but this is just shit, to be honest. Like, they're really pooing on the Swedes here, and I don't think that Swedish people are lazy at all. I think the OP is projecting quite a bit. And I feel she wishes she had a husband who would stay more home, work 9 to 16 as most people here, and not care about going the extra mile to make a better living long term. Hard to explain the full context in a post, but it is getting bad. It is slowly hurting our relationship, and insecurity is starting to be felt on both parts. I'm not sure what my question is. I really just need advice from anyone who's been in a similar situation. I don't want to ask friends and relatives. I don't want to expose our relationship's fragility at the moment. Edit: As of 21st of December, this post got way more answers than I expected. I read all of them. I tried to reply to as many as I could. I liked many of the constructive ones. Some were just hateful and judgmental, but we know how the internet is, no surprises there. Some comments opened my eyes for things I was sincerely oblivious to. Some helped me to admit to myself things that deep down I already knew. I want to thank all of the constructive inputs, and I'm committed to making the changes my wife and son deserve from me. Thank you for taking the time to share your thoughts and experiences. They did help. Okay, so my view on this is that the OP actually has some issues around like work, self-worth, and how those two things interact with each other in their head. I feel like they think that if they are not working and striving for this insanely incredible life, which is something that most people wouldn't really care about going that above and beyond for, then their worth is nothing. But realistically, what they need to realize is that their worth could be directly tied, if they want and choose it to how they raise their son. If they raise a kid well, they've succeeded, in my opinion. If they raise their son and spend the time with them and put the effort in and, find a healthy balance between work and family, that is succeeding and being super successful as a dude, in my opinion. I honestly think they need some therapy, because I do think that they have some real issues that they need to work through. I think they're really struggling. I think they have a lot of self-worth issues, just from what they've said. I don't like, though, that they use that to then look down on other people who don't follow their way of thinking. That's not good. So a gentle judgment of for this one, because I do actually think that the OP thinks that they're doing what's for best, and I think that they are trying to do their best. But hello, Editing Void here, just popping in basically to round off my thoughts a little bit, because as I'm editing, I'm realizing I was having one of those moments, as I often do, where I know exactly what I want to say, but I can't think of the words to say it when I'm trying to describe why. I kind of give this dude a very gentle devil verdict, because I feel like it reads to me like he's been told his whole life the man has to provide, the man needs to provide wealth and abundance and amazing things, and if you're not the top earner, you are not doing things right. Maybe he's come across a few too many alpha male podcasts. Don't like them. And he now thinks that he's got this toxic workload mindset where if he is not grinding constantly, earning the millions, he's not good enough. That's what this reads to me. And he's got like a bit of a work addiction. Like he's learnt to put all of his self-worth into work, and without that he doesn't know who he is. So I think that in his head he genuinely thinks that he is doing what he should be doing for his family. So I don't think he's doing this in a malicious, selfish way. I think he genuinely seems to think that this is what his family needs from him, and this is what he should be providing, and if he's not providing that, he's not man enough, he's not doing enough, which is not true, by the way, guys. If any blokes are listening to this who are planning on having a family or have already got a family and are feeling the pressure, if you are putting food on the table, you are providing love for your kids, you're providing them a stable, calm, happy home, mate, you've succeeded. You're doing the thing. You don't need to be providing millions in pounds. You don't need to be doing the most. You don't need to be a millionaire to be a successful man. Now, I know, obviously, there are going to be a few of you who are going to be listening to this bit and point out that he said, and I like to have these hobbies and I like to do this and that and that. Yes, I picked up on that. And yes, that could be seen as selfish because that takes him away from the home, takes him away from his kid, blah, blah, blah. And I do agree. And he does get devil points for that. However, I think that feeds into this rhetoric that he's got in his head where he is not allowing himself breathing space, down time, relaxing time, family time, because he thinks if he sits still, he is lazy, he is wasting time. That is not time well spent. He's been taught that he is not allowed to sit down and take a breather. He has to be making the most of his time all the time and doing something really productive. Because if you notice, he said they were all kind of like intellect improving or self-improvement hobbies, like learning languages, learning chess, blah, blah, blah. So he seems to think if he is not improving himself 100% of the time, he is not doing what he should be doing as a guy. And I do understand that to a degree, because I have an ex like that. My eldest dad is very much like that. He works constantly. If he's not working, he's trying to improve himself by learning how to do this, that, and the third. And it used to really piss me off. But, you know, he's a great dad. And I'm saying this, by the way, we're not together at all. We haven't been together for many, many years, but he's an amazing dad. He provides for his kid and he does everything he needs to do. And he has learned to calm down now, and he has learned to kind of relax and enjoy relaxing sometimes. But he was always like that because he was always told, well, that's what you've got to do as a guy. You know, it's so ingrained in blokes that that's how they have to be, that I do understand when they do things like this. And this guy, he is providing, he is wanting to provide what he thinks would be a happy life for his family, because he thinks more money equals my family will be happy. So yeah, like I say, he does get devil points because obviously he is being quite selfish. I just don't know how much he is purposefully being selfish, which is why, again, gentle devil verdict. I think he has been taught by society that's what he has to do as a guy, and he's lapped it up, and now he's very insecure about it. So yeah, hopefully he can improve though, because obviously this isn't the best for his family. So, down in the comments, Strange Style 7808 says, dude sounds like he's addicted to work. Yeah. And then Sadbug 6525 says, imagine what a great dad he could be if only he considered it to be productive and worth his time. He could be the very best dad, beat all the other new fathers at taking the best care of his wife and infant, help her be the very best too. But nope, has to be something that takes him away from them and makes him look good to people who don't matter. And when the kid is older and doesn't need as much, he will be unhappy that they don't want to spend time with him because they didn't bond now. Next post, posted to the subreddit by Here We Are 30, says, am I the devil for stalking and obsessing? Oh dear. So it was originally posted to r/vent, and the title is, no one cares that she's obviously had work done, but I get torn apart for wearing shapewear, makeup. This just really pissed me off. There's this woman who I used to be friends with who I now have quite a few issues with. I don't need to get into them right here, right now, but I'm just sick of people thinking she's so amazing. One thing that everyone always raves about is her looks. Some people are even stupid enough to call her a natural beauty and rant and rave about her uniqueness and how gorgeous she is, blah blah blah. Whenever I point out that she has very obviously had work done, I'm sorry, but her face and body are totally different than they were when we were friends in high school. Mate, if you saw photos of me in high school and photos of me now, you'd think that they were two completely separate entities. I look entirely different and I've not had any work done. What is she talking about? Everyone is essentially like, who cares? Or they have excuses for her like, oh, well, a lot of that isn't really technically cosmetic because of X, Y, and Z. They just say it doesn't matter if she's had a few things done. It's more than a few, I assure you. Yeah, but it doesn't. It really doesn't. She's a grown adult. She wants to do that. Who cares? If people want to find her attractive despite of that, who cares? Because she looks great now. Whenever I point out that it's still incorrect to say that she's natural, everyone always just says that because she doesn't wear much makeup and has naturally great skin, I'll give them that, she won the skin lottery, doesn't wear shapewear and doesn't hide her scars and always looks so fresh and so real, that makes her a natural beauty. Meanwhile, I wear shapewear and I put on makeup, and those same people who call her a natural beauty point out, you have a lot of makeup on, or tell me that I'm not fooling anyone, and that I'm embarrassing myself, and that I'm trying and failing to look less fat by cinching my waist a little, and that I'm a liar because I'm slathering on coats of makeup or trying to fix my boobs with a push-up bra. I mean, if people are saying that to the OP, that is pretty awful, but it's not a reason to be hating on somebody else. Like, I understand where the jealousy would come from. I really do. I get why it would hurt, and maybe you'd resent the person who's being called a natural beauty all the time and having their praises sang when you're being put down all the time, but you can't hate on somebody else because of the way others treat you if they aren't the person who's doing it, you know? But I can obviously feel for the OP if people are saying those things to them, because that's awful. I tried hip and butt padding for an event recently and got called out after a friend hugged me and still haven't heard the end of it. I tried wearing blue-coloured contacts just for fun a while ago and got laughed at and told that I looked so stupid and fake and to go and take them out immediately. Who in the is saying all these things to the OP? Like, genuinely. Like, I'm sorry I'm trying to work with what I've got, but I don't see how what I'm doing is more upsetting and less honest than her getting a BBL. No one believes me that this white girl's ass didn't grow 10 damn sizes since high school on its own. Might have, mate. It might have. A breast lift, possible augmentation, a nose job, an eye job, lipo out the wazoo, and whatever shit they do to snatch your lower face and neck area. Okay, yeah, the OP's really projecting. I feel so bad for them that they are being bullied by someone in their life, clearly. But that is no reason to then turn it around and be just as much of a bully to someone else at all. Today, someone cut me off and told me no one gives a shit because she obviously went to a really good surgeon and she looks great. Like, oh, okay, so it's only a moral failing if you go to cheap surgeons. Bet. That was a lot. That was a lot. I want to reiterate that I really feel sorry for the OP for how people have treated them if those things have been said to them. That's awful. Not an excuse to bully someone else. And by the sounds of it, this OP is constantly dogging on this other woman for people to have to turn around and be like, oh my God, no one cares. Stop talking crap about this person. Like, we like her. She's nice. She's not done anything to you. Leave her alone. Like, my goodness. So, down in the comments, Remarkable Rush 9085 says, oh, that lady. When she's not on here complaining about the woman who stole the man she never dated years ago. Okay, is the woman she's talking about that woman by any chance? She is obsessing over emulating their married life by buying the same expensive pet, painting and decorating inside her house to look like their house, and trying to figure out how to skirt around the rules of her restraining order. Okay. She's so mad that he gave her the gentlest letdown when she tried to push him for more than friendship. But not at him. Nothing he did was all his fault. It's all his wife's fault for checks notes, getting married to the man she loves and treating him well. So then Take a Left on Third says, where did you read this? I think she deleted it. And then Remarkable Rush 9085 says, the specific post I read first was a limerence post. She talked about getting a copy of their wedding ring, oh my goodness, or maybe engagement ring that she wears on her non-marriage ring finger. The post was specifically about how she spent like 20k on a fancy breed dog because he had one, and her husband understandably freaked out. Oh wow, so she's thirsting after this dude and she has a husband? I looked and she mentions that mods deleted it, but it may still be cross-posted somewhere. The scary thing is how much more aggressive her rhetoric has gotten towards the wife of her obsession. Also, her older posts treat him like the one who got away. Her newer posts treat him like they were destined to be together, but his childhood trauma doesn't let him realise it. From her own posts, she nice guyed him, pretended to be his friends, giving him things and doing him favours in the hope that he'd date her. When her friends started dating him, she asked her not to, and her Her friend asked why, but she refused to tell her and said a bunch of awful things about him to scare her friend off. He found out and ended their friendship and kept dating her friend. She thinks she invested into him and deserves him. Then she moved back to where they lived and had an incident where she lost it and was arrested, but says no one was hurt and now she isn't allowed near them. Wow. My goodness. So yeah, the woman that she was talking about is the wife then, and that's why she hates on her so much. And now I'm feeling like the OP is an unreliable narrator and wondering if any of those things she says are supposedly being said to her have actually been said to her, to be honest. Goodness me, I just hope the ex-friend and her husband are safe. Okay, then last post for the day, shared to the subreddit by Mr. Raven Nation 1, saying, "My brother exposed my infidelity." Fantastic. So this one was posted originally to r/relationship advice and is titled, "How do I, 34M, tell my brother 26M I can't attend his wedding?" My brother and I do not have the best relationship, to put it lightly. I love him, but he betrayed me in ways that are unforgivable. 2 years ago, I found myself just very stressed from work. I had got this new position and a deputy chief in my agency, and it was stressful. The chief and I didn't see eye to eye on things, but eventually her and I started bonding and had an affair. How do you get from not liking each other and being stressful to having an affair? They really do say, and it really is true that, love and hate are very close together, I suppose. She's a great person, and we were both going through a tough period and handled the stress in unhealthy ways, but we came out of this as friends. We don't talk as much as we used to because her husband gets uncomfortable, understandably so, even though we tried to explain to him that we learned from our mistake. "Oh, sorry mate, I know I was shagging your wife, but we learned from it, I promise." Get out of here, OV. Go on now. Unfortunately, my brother found out and he told my now ex-wife. My wife didn't even try reconciling, but my former boss's husband and her were able to reconcile. That was my wife's right, but I miss her every day. I couldn't believe my brother would do that. Now, look, I'm appalled by my affair. It's not how I was raised. Instead of my brother going, "Hey man, what's going on? You're cheating on your wife and that's not like you." "Oh mate, you've been shagging your boss. Is it 'cause you're hungry?" "Can we talk about what's going on?" No, he freaking blew up my marriage and it's unforgivable. I wanted to grow old with her, have 2 to 3 kids. When we die, be buried together. Instead of getting me the help I needed at the time, he ruined my relationship. Now he's getting married. I got the invitation, but I don't want to go. The only reason I started talking to him again was it was hard on my mum. My mum and stepdad went no contact with him and my mum wouldn't speak to him until I said it was okay. Wait, what? My mum and stepdad went no contact with him, and my mum wouldn't speak to him until I said it was okay. Getting a massive hint of how you turned out to be the way you are, OP. Wow. My dad took his side, but talked to both of us. My siblings took my side, but talked to both of us. What is wrong with your family? Honestly. My mum made it clear until I talked to him he's not welcomed. I can see that she still wanted to, so I decided to be an adult and talk to him. Still, we're not on the level where I would go to his wedding. Do I let him know I'm not coming or just ignore the invitation? Can we just talk for a minute about how shit the OP's family are? Because, oh my god, why on earth would they take his side over the brother? They've taken the cheating ratbag side. And obviously this is why the OP is the way they are. So, down in the comments, Susan Davy Jones says, "My wife didn't even try reconciling, but my former boss's husband and her were able to reconcile. I didn't get to keep my main hoe or my side hoe, so I feel wronged." Literally. And then Burger Queef 69, what a username, says, and he's still friends with her. Oh, honestly. Like, I'm just baffled at the levels of delusion in this post. I'm so angry at the OP's family for taking the OP's side. What the hell? The poor brother. Honestly, if I was the brother, I'd no contact the flipping lot of them. Be done with them. They sound awful. Okay, so I think that's where we're going to leave it for today. I can genuinely hardly hear myself over the tinnitus in my friggin' ear, and it's now got to the point where it's annoying me. I wanted to record another one as well, but genuinely, it's driving me mental. So I think I'm going to try and go to bed. If you made it all the way to the end with me, then I appreciate you very, very much. If you give a little like, subscribe, notifications on, that is your initiation into the Covenant Void. Welcome. Don't forget to leave your comment for the algorithm pleasings, of course. We must bow to the algorithm gods. They like comments, apparently. Whatever it is you're doing for the day, I hope you have a really good rest of the day. Goodbye.